The Urantia book, paper 44, The Celestial Artisans. Among the courtesy colonies of the various divisional and universe headquarters worlds may be found the unique order of composite personalities dominated the celestial artisans. These beings are the master artists and artisans of the Urantia and lower spirit realms. They are the spirits and semi-spirits who are engaged in Urantia embellishment and in spiritual beautification. Such artisans are distributed throughout the grand universe on the headquarters worlds of the super-universes, the local universes, the constellations and systems, as well as on all spheres settled in light and life. But their chief realm of activity is in the constellations and especially on the 770 worlds surrounding each headquarters sphere. Though their work may be almost incomprehensible to the material mind, it should be understood that the Urantia and spirit worlds are not without their high arts and supernal cultures. The celestial artisans are not created as such. They are a selected and recruited corps of beings composed of certain teacher personalities native to the central universe and their volunteer pupils drawn from the ascending mortals and numerous other celestial groups. The original teaching corps of these artisans was sometime assigned by the Infinite Spirit in collaboration with the seven Master Spirits and consisted of 7,000 Havona instructors, 1,000 to each of the 7 divisions of artisans. With such a nucleus to start with, there was developed through the ages this brilliant body of skilled workers in spirit and Urantia affairs. Any Urantia personality or spirit entity is eligible for admission to the corps of celestial artisans. That is, any being below the rank of inherent divine sonship, ascending sons of God from the evolutionary spheres may, after their arrival on the Urantia worlds, apply for admission to the artisan corps, and, if sufficiently gifted, may choose such a career for a longer or shorter period. But no one may enlist with the celestial artisans for less than 1 millennium, 1,000 years of super-universe time. All celestial artisans are registered on the super-universe headquarters, but are directed by Urantia supervisors on the local universe capitals. They are commissioned in the following 7 major divisions of activity by the Central Corps of Urantia supervisors functioning on the headquarters world of each local universe. 1. Celestial musicians. 2. Heavenly producers. 3. Divine builders. 4. Thoughts recorders. 5. Energy manipulators. 6. Designers and embellishers. 7. Harmony workers. The original teachers of these 7 groups all hailed from the perfect worlds of Havona, and Havona contains the patent studies for all phases and forms of spirit artistry. While it is a gigantic task to undertake to transfer these arts of Havona to the worlds of space, the celestial artisans have improved in technique and execution from age to age. As in all other phases of the ascending career, those who are most advanced in any line of endeavor are required constantly to impart their superior knowledge and skill to their less favored fellows. You will first begin to glimpse these transplanted arts of Havona on the mansion worlds, and their beauty and your appreciation of their beauty will heighten and brighten until you stand in the spirit halls of Selvington and behold the inspiring masterpieces of supernal artists of the spirit realms. All these activities of the Urantia and spirit worlds are real. To spirit beings, the spirit world is a reality. To us, the material world is the more unreal. The higher forms of spirits freely pass through ordinary matter. High spirits are reactive to nothing material except certain of the basic energies. To material beings, the spirit world is more or less unreal. To spirit beings, the material world is almost entirely unreal, being merely a shadow of the substance of spirit realities. I cannot, with exclusive spirit vision, perceive the building in which this narrative is being translated and recorded. A divine counselor from Uversa, who chances to stand by my side, perceives still less of these purely material creations. We discern how these material structures appear to you by viewing a spirit counterpart presented to our minds by one of our attending energy transformers. This material building is not exactly real to me, a spirit being, but it is, of course, very real and very serviceable to material mortals. There are certain types of beings who are capable of discerning the reality of the creatures of both the spirit and the material worlds. Belonging to this class are the so-called fourth creatures of the Havona Surfitals and the fourth creatures of the Conciliators. The angels of time and space are endowed with the ability to discern both spirit and material beings, as also are the ascending mortals subsequent to deliverance from the life in the flesh. After attainment of the higher spirit levels, the ascenders are able to recognize material, Urantia, and spirit realities. There's also here with me a mighty messenger from Uversa, ascendant adjuster fused, one-time mortal being, and he perceives you as you are, and at the same time he visualizes the solitary messenger, the super nymph, and other celestial beings present. Never in your long ascendancy will you lose the power to recognize your associates of former existences. Always, as you ascend inward in the scale of life, you will retain the ability to recognize and fraternize with the fellow beings of your previous and lower level of experience. Each new translation or resurrection will add one more group of spirit beings to your vision range, without in the least depriving you of the ability to recognize your friends and fellows of former states. All this is made possible in the experience of ascending mortals by the action of the indwelling thought adjusters. Through their retention of the duplicates of your entire life's experiences, you are assured of never losing any true attribute you once had, and these adjusters are going through with you as a part of you, in reality as you. But I almost despair of being able to convey to the material mind the nature of the work of the celestial artisans. I'm under the necessity of constantly perverting thought and distorting language in an effort to unfold to the mortal mind the reality of these Urantia transactions and near-spirit phenomena. Your comprehension is incapable of grasping, and your language is inadequate for conveying the meaning, value, and relationship of these semi-spirit activities. And I proceed with this effort to enlighten the human mind concerning these realities with the full understanding of the utter impossibility of my being very successful in such an undertaking. I can do no more than attempt to sketch a crude parallelism between mortal material activities and the manifold functions of the celestial artisans. If the Urantia races were more advanced in art and other cultural accomplishments, then I could go that much further in an effort to project a human mind from the things of matter to those of Urantia. About all I can hope to accomplish is to make empathic the fact of the reality of these transactions of the Urantia and the spirit worlds. 1. Celestial musicians. With the limited range of mortal hearing, you can hardly conceive of Urantia melodies. There is even a material range of beautiful sound unrecognized by the human sense of hearing, not to mention the inconceivable scope of Urantia and spirit harmony. Spirit harmonies are not material sound waves, but spirit pulsations received by the spirits of celestial personalities. There is a vastness of range and a soul of expression, as well as a grandeur of execution, associated with the melody of the spheres that are wholly beyond human comprehension. I've seen millions of enraptured beings held in sublime ecstasy, while the melody of the realm rolled in upon the spirit energy of the celestial circuits. These marvelous melodies can be broadcast to the uttermost part of the universe. The celestial musicians are occupied with the production of celestial harmony by the manipulation of the following spirit forces. 1. Spirit sound. Spirit current interruptions. 2. Spirit light, the control and intensification of the light of the Urantia spiritual realms. 3. Energy impingements. Melody produced by the skillful management of the Urantia spirit energies. 4. Color symphonies. Melody of Urantia color tones. This ranks among the highest accomplishments of celestial musicians. 5. Harmony of associated spirits. The very arrangement and association of different orders of Urantia and spirit beings produce majestic melodies. 6. Melody of thought. The thinking of spiritual thoughts can be so perfected as to burst forth in the melodies of Havona. 7. The music of space. By proper attunement, the melodies of other spheres can be picked up on the universe broadcast circuits. There are over 100,000 different modes of sound, color, and energy manipulation techniques analogues to the human employment of musical instruments. Your ensembles of dancing undoubtedly present a crude and grotesque attempt of material creatures to approach the celestial harmony of being, placement, and personality arrangement. The other 5 forms of Urantia melodies are unrecognized by the sensory mechanisms of material bodies. Harmony, the music of the 7 levels of melodious association, is the one universal code of spirit communication. Music, such as Urantia mortals understand, attains its highest expression in the schools of Jerusalem, the system headquarters where semi-material beings are taught the harmonies of sound. Mortals do not react to the other forms of Urantia melodies and celestial harmonies. Appreciation of music on Urantia is both physical and spiritual, and your human musicians have done much to elevate musical taste from the barbarous monotony of your early ancestors to the higher levels of sound appreciation. The majority of Urantia mortals react to music so largely with material muscles and so slightly with the mind and spirit. But there has been a steady improvement in the musical appreciation for more than 35,000 years. Tuneful syncopation represents a transition from the musical monotony of primitive man to the expressionful harmony and meaningful melodies of the later-day musicians. These earlier types of rhythm stimulate the reaction of the music-loving sense without entailing the exertion of a higher intellectual powers of harmony appreciation, and thus more generally appeal to immature or spiritually indolent individuals. The best music of Urantia is just a fleeting echo of the magnificent strains heard by the celestial associates of your musicians, who left but snatches of these harmonies of Urantia forces on record as the musical melodies of sound harmonics. Spirit Urantia music is not infrequently employs all 7 modes of expression and reproduction, so that the human mind is tremendously handicapped in any attempt to reduce these melodies of the higher spheres to mere notes of musical sound. Such an effort would be something like endeavoring to reproduce the strains of a great orchestra by the means of a single musical instrument. While you have assembled some beautiful melodies on Urantia, you have not processed musically nearly so far as many of our neighboring planets in Satania. If Adam and Eve had only survived, then would you have had music in reality. But the gift of harmony, so large in their natures, has been so diluted by strains of unmusical tendencies that only once in 1,000 mortal lives is there any great appreciation of harmonics. But be not discouraged. Some day a real musician may appear on Urantia, and whole peoples will be enthralled by the magnificent strains of these melodies. One such human being could forever change the course of a whole nation, even the entire civilized world. It is literally true, melody has power a whole world to transform. Forever, music will remain the universal language of men, angels and spirits. Harmony is the speech of Havona.